Listen, if you're a newly qualified chartered accountant and you're just staring at a stack of rejection emails, wondering why all that hard work isn't getting you in the door, you're in exactly the right place. We're about to walk through a story that completely turned things around, and it all starts with a number that might feel a little too real.
So, this is where the story kicks off. Not with a big win, but with this number 11. 11 rejections right after qualifying as a CA. It's a tough, tough start, and it really sets the stage for a much needed change in strategy.
And this quote just nails that feeling, doesn't it? You've passed one of the hardest exams out there, you're ready to get started, and all you get back is silence. It's so frustrating, and it can really make you start to second guess everything.
But here's the crazy part. I mean, look at this. On paper, this person had it all. They'd cleared the CA finals, done their 3 years of articleship, and had all the key skills. GST, TDS, audits, you name it. So the big question was, why wasn't any of this landing them a job? Okay, so every great comeback story has a turning point, right? A catalyst. And in this case, it was one single rejection that really forced them to stop, take a hard look at what they were doing, and come up with a totally new plan. Rejection number 4. This one hit different. See, they'd made it to the final round, felt really good about the interview. And then this email landed. And that was the wake-up call. It was the moment the focus shifted from blaming the market to really honestly examining their own strategy. And that, of course, leads to the really tough part, the honest assessment. This is where you have to take a hard look in the mirror and figure out what exactly wasn't working. Okay, so when they really broke it down, 3 big problems stood out. First, the resume was just a list of duties, not accomplishments. Second, in interviews, they were technically correct, sure, but totally forgettable. And third, their LinkedIn profile was a ghost town, which meant to recruiters they were basically invisible.
All right, so once you know what's broken, you can start to fix it. And that meant creating a whole new game plan. A proactive 5-point playbook designed to completely flip the script on the job search, turning it from a passive waiting game into an active campaign.
And here it is, the 5 pillars of that new strategy. Each one of these was a huge shift in thinking. The goal was to go from a generic resume to one that screamed impact, from being invisible online to being seen, from just answering questions to telling killer stories, and from just randomly applying to being super targeted. It's all about trading that spray and pray approach for strategic action. Let's just take a look at the resume rewrite, for example. The difference is night and day. File GST returns. Okay, that's a task. But managed GST compliance for 40-plus clients with 0 penalties. Now that is an achievement. It shows results, scale, responsibility. It tells a much, much better story. Now, for the interviews, the secret weapon was something called the STAR method. It's basically a simple framework for telling a great story. Instead of just saying what you did, you set the scene. You talk about the situation, the task you had, the specific action you took, and this is the most important part, the result of your actions. It makes you so much more memorable. So, this is what the plan looked like in practice. It wasn't about some massive, overwhelming change overnight. It was all about small, consistent actions, week after week. One LinkedIn post, a few STAR stories prepped before an interview, a couple of messages to seniors just to learn from them, not to beg for a job. See how it all fits together? And you know what happens when you stick to a smart plan, right? After a few weeks of this, things started to change. The momentum began to shift. The silence, well, it started to break. This was the breakthrough. This time, instead of another rejection email dropping into the inbox, something different happened. Rejection number 12? Well, it just never showed up. And here's why. A company they'd been following actually reached out to them. Those consistent LinkedIn posts about tax updates and compliance, it meant the hiring managers already knew who they were and how they thought about things. That visibility strategy, it paid off big time. And you can imagine what that did for the interview, right? Because all that groundwork was already laid. It wasn't a stressful interrogation anymore. It was a real conversation, a meeting of minds between people who already had a sense of respect for each other. And the result of all that strategic work, well, they got the offer, and not just any offer. We're talking about a dream firm with a package that was way beyond what they ever thought was possible. That is the power of shifting from just being qualified to being qualified and proactive. So what's the big takeaway for you here? The lesson isn't that you're not good enough or you're not qualified enough. It's almost always that you just need to fix your strategy. And this might be tough to hear, but it's the absolute truth of this story. The job market doesn't just automatically reward the most qualified person in the room. It just doesn't work that way. So if not the most qualified, then who? Well, the market rewards the person who's the most visible, the one who shows up where people are looking. It rewards the most prepared, the one who can tell their story with impact. And honestly, it rewards the most persistent, the one who gets knocked down, but instead of giving up, they just adapt their strategy. So I'm going to leave you with this question. If you're in that job hunt right now, feeling that frustration, just look back at this playbook. Is it your resume, your interview stories, your visibility? What is the one thing, just one, that you can fix today to start turning those rejections into results?